Wait, what?
You were like holding the dog. The dog was just like, and you're just
She was smiling.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because we had been snuggling for like probably about at least 10 minutes, maybe not 15 before you showed up.
I'm sorry I ruined that
You
moment.
did. You interrupted our snuggle time. She was very like content and just snuggled up into me.
It was very cute.
Because I had been awake for maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour.
What did you do if there wasn't any connection?
Well, I snuggled the dog for like 15 minutes of it.
But then you got a half an hour.
No, I mean,
extra.
I had my data.
Oh.
So I was checking.
You're just burning through data.
Yeah, I was just burning through data.
Like we're doing right now. So.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's working. I don't know, you guys, how well this is going to go because we are on data and we, for whatever reason, the last couple of months, we haven't been getting the best data connection at home. So if things get wonky, it could be that. Just a heads up. But I think it's just us chit-chatting for right now. A funny conversation that Aaron and I were just having before you guys joined us. Not the one that we were just finishing, but the one before that. We were talking because I was trying to type and fill in the title of the video and like the hashtags and stuff. And while I'm typing and trying to think and figure this out, Aaron, and we go through this all the time, he and I, Aaron is sitting here telling me some random thought that just popped into his head that had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, got nothing to do with
like,
nothing.
Totally out of left field.
Like, do you remember that actor in that one movie? Really wasn't a very good actor.
Yeah, and he's like asking me questions and talking about it while I'm trying to think and type. And I like tell him all the time, because he'll do this all the time. I'll be literally in the middle of a text, like a messenger conversation, and he'll walk up and start talking to me, and I'm like, dude, I'm talking. Like, you're totally interrupting the conversation right now. Do you see me typing?
But what was your analogy?
Well, see, here's the thing. I have just recently, I guess, realized that I am on the spectrum. I have like Asperger's or autism or whatever you want to call it. And so my brain processes things differently, just like my son and just like Anna. And I get really overstimulated by things. And so I told him to try and explain to him like how that feels, him sitting there asking me questions and talking while I'm typing. I said, you might as well be standing over here clanging pots and pans together in my face while I'm trying to focus and concentrate, because that's essentially how that feels.
I said I'll do
to
that.
me.
I'll do that next time.
Yeah, he got a kick out of that analogy.
Because my mind, I think, is the exact opposite of people on the spectrum. Like, my mind is like all over. Like, I can't focus it. Like, if you're on the spectrum, I think you can focus. You can really focus in, and I'm like all over the place.
Yeah.
So that causes a little bit of tension.
You're like ping pong, ping 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 ping, and it's
like I'm the extreme opposite.
I have to like grab you and be like, stop.
Just
wait. Give me 5 seconds. I think people got to experience that side of our relationship on your live stream the other night. Yes. The live where we were working on setting things up.
Right. You were talking about one thing, and I was like going on about other things and not paying attention. And
yeah, I was. So if you guys weren't on, Aaron went live on his page the other night. We were setting up some new equipment so that he could do, or we were setting up our equipment in a new way,
right,
so that he could do ASMR coloring over on another platform. And I was out here in the family room on my laptop, and I have to be so I can hear what you guys are hearing, right? I can't be close to him to do that. And he's all the way across the house in the bedroom. So I start asking him questions about the setup and trying to help him like fix it. And Aaron, and I know my husband very well, so I understood what was going on. Aaron, when he gets flustered, or when he gets like stressed about something, or he feels like people are waiting on him, or he feels like he's inconveniencing someone, or he feels like he doesn't have time, he gets super, super flustered. That's part of his anxiety. And I get it. And I know he's like that. And usually I can kind of harness that and calm him down and help him focus. But we were in two different rooms.
Right, she's not there. So it's just, I'm just seeing words, and it's just like,
So he's doing his freak out, and while he's freaking out, he's also drawing, and he's reading comments, but deliberately skipping mine because they're making him flustered. And when he does respond to me, he has this really harsh tone. And I'm in the comments and I'm typing and I'm like, okay, you got to do this. No, wait, listen, like just follow my instructions. It's step by step. It's easy. Just listen to me. And people are like, are we supposed to be here for this? Yes, because we're literally doing this tech adjustment in real time.
Right.
But it, like, you know, between the two of us with me like hyper focused and him like panicking, it was just a really awkward situation. Yeah. So we got it together. Yeah. He was able to pull it together.
Right.
He was able to communicate that he just couldn't figure out how to do what I was telling him to do. And I went in there a little bit later and looked, and it just needed a little more. I think you were probably afraid you were going to break it.
Yeah.
It just needed like a little more oomph, a little more elbow grease,
a little more love.
Yeah. So I fixed it, and we moved on with our lives. Yeah. But that is something that happens. Like, you know, it just happens. Yeah. It's part of life. Like, and when you know someone as well as we know each other, like usually you understand what's going on and you can
catch it,
accommodate that situation. Sometimes you're like, you know what? Forget you.
But I think, like, because we were in the other rooms, you can't hear what's actually being said, and it's kind of harder to, at least for me, to focus. But.
Yeah, well, that's why I was like, okay, first of all, you have to stop drawing, because I need, like, your full attention. Yeah. And that was, like, step one. So anyway, we both have a lot of idiosyncrasies, right? And that's life, and that's reality, and that's, you know, you learn that about each other, and you try and figure out how to.
Everybody's got something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So today has been interesting because we don't have internet. It shut itself down, I guess, sometime in the wee hours of the morning while we were sleeping. So when I woke up, I noticed that there was no Wi-Fi. It was data only. And I looked, and there's like some outage, and they're working on fixing it. They had said that they were going to get it done by this afternoon, but it's not happened. Yeah. So Anna's missed her classes today, which she's not thrilled about it. And I put this in a post, but I don't know if everybody saw it. But Anna is incredibly she's an incredibly self-driven human. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Like, her entire life, and I'm so used to it, people look at videos of her and they say, why are you pushing this little kid so hard? Why does she have to know her ABCs at 16 months old? Why don't you just let her play? You guys don't understand, man. It is not me. It's never been me. It's never been my pushing. It's never been my doing. This child has craved, and she's got like this insatiable just thirst for knowledge that she has had since she was an infant. Literally since she was an infant.
And she likes to work on things.
She loves it.
So like, even if you say, okay, it's playtime, just go do what you want to do, she's like, you go into a room and she's like building a fort out of pillows, or she's like tying things together and just making all sorts of little contraptions. And
yes, she's always been very mechanically inclined, very engineering, like always trying to engineer things and invent things and create things and
planning and plotting.
Yes. and a super vivid imagination, and just a strong interest in a lot of different things. And yeah, it definitely is probably, you know, part of her, again, being on the spectrum. I saw that with my son in a lot of ways. And that's okay. Like, it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. It's what makes her her.
Yeah, if it can be harnessed in creative ways, it's pretty productive, pretty cool.
Yeah, she's very efficient. You know, we homeschool, as many of you know, And I don't have to stand over her shoulder all day. I can give her a workbook to work on. I can give her a task or an assignment. I can sit down and do a quick lesson with her and then send her on her way. And she will stay on task for, an hour or more. Like, she's always been that way. Even when she was 3, she would go sit off by herself and play for 2 hours at a time without needing, wanting, or asking for anything. So, Donna says, how does Anna get along with kids her age? Donna, it really depends on the individual child. And I have to say, I have noticed since she was very, very little that kids the same age as her, they typically don't really connect because Anna's just so, like, cognitively ahead that they don't really they're not into the same things. Like another child, the same age as her would the things that they would want to talk about and the things that they would want to do. It's not the same stuff that Anna wants to talk about and do. And when Anna starts trying to have conversation with them and talk about stuff, they don't understand what she's talking about. So that makes it hard. So that's why she's always gravitated, hi baby. She's always gravitated towards kids about 3 years older than herself. Even when she was in Montessori preschool, the kids that the teachers would tell me that she would go hang out with the older kids, but it was only if they were doing like group stuff and the teachers made her. Like if they left it up to her, she would always go off. Do you remember this? You would always go off and pick your own lesson and go sit down by yourself and work on your lesson because that's what you wanted to do. You've never liked being in groups of kids. And me now, like with us exploring this idea of apparently, it kind of runs in the family, this autism. I can look back at my childhood and see so many similarities to you and so many similarities to, like, I never liked hanging out with groups of kids either. I was never comfortable in groups. Never.
Just like one other kid or something?
Yeah, I like one-on-one. I really prefer one-on-one. Even as an adult, I prefer one-on-one. I just feel very uncomfortable in groups. It's very overwhelming. It's very overstimulating. It's very hard to focus on what's happening, and it's very hard to know what is expected of me.
Because there's just too much going on.
Yeah. And so I've never felt comfortable in groups, and Anna seems to be much the same way. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but other people come along and they're like, well, this doesn't make sense. She's a kid. She's supposed to be outside running around with groups of kids, but that's, there is no supposed to.
And there's a few different things that come into play in that situation. Right? Because, she can get knocked down very easily. Mm-hmm. So she's probably just tends to not want to do that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, you could just brush by her and knock her down. So
right, and
kids running around, that's not going to be the safest
if it's
situation.
Not safe, and kids don't realize, they get erratic and they get really they don't really pay as good of attention, and
they don't know their body.
That was a huge concern in her preschool. Her teachers were very afraid that was, especially after she had her surgery, remember? And you had just started walking around the classroom and stuff. They were so nervous. They didn't want to let you walk in the beginning. They wanted to keep you in your wheelchair. And I was like, no,
she
has to practice. She needs the walking time. So I think they were really, really concerned about keeping the other kids kind of, okay, we got to be super careful with Anna.
Did she ever get knocked down by others? Do you remember, like, ever getting
No, I think she fell. She's always had falls, but I don't
She
think...
does that on her own.
I mean, maybe once or twice accidentally, but never,
It wasn't a major issue.
No, I don't think so. There was one time I remember getting a phone call at work that she had been knocked over in the playground and hit her head, but it wasn't like you need to come, this is an injury that needs to be treated. It was just like, hey, we wanted to give you a heads up that she's got a bump on her noggin and she's been treated and iced, and we think it's not that big of a deal, but we wanted to let you know. But you never want to be the mom at work getting the phone call from school
like that. Fell and hit their head.
Like, oh my, especially when you have a child with special needs, you're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, being in a group, and it's not like, it's, she doesn't, people are right, honestly. She doesn't have a regular childhood. And that's not because of our doing. It's just because the circumstances of what she likes, what she enjoys, and what she needs are different than typical children. I can't take her to the park and say, okay, go run loose, because what can you do at the park?
Fall.
What? Fall. But I mean, what can you can't climb the slide, you can't go down the slide, you can't
Well, I could go down the slide
with someone holding you, but you can't stop yourself at the end without injury, so someone has to hold
I
you.
remember when I sat her in that swing.
Yeah.
And she just
Yeah.
that freaked me out,
I
man.
fell into the grass.
I mean,
not,
it's
like,
but
concrete
it
or
scared.
something.
It scared. I mean, just it means that I should be holding on.
Yeah.
So
right.
You can't do anything
On her own. Yeah. It's not, that's what I said. You can't set her down and say, okay, go play.
Yeah.
Because it's not, and that's fine. Like, she doesn't have to play at the park. Right. There's plenty of other things.
That doesn't sound like it would be fun. Like you'd want to do it.
Right. Why would you want to go stand there and watch all the other kids run up and down the slide?
And be worried about getting bumped or something.
And know that, you're not physically, that's not enjoyable. Yeah. It's not an enjoyable experience. Yeah. Why is she going to want to go run around outside with a group of children who are running faster than she can and not tripping and riding their bikes and, doing all this movement stuff that she can't participate in? Why would that be fun for her? That feels more like being ostracized because you can't physically participate. Right. So the better circumstance for Anna is like when Ella comes over, they sit down and they play together. Right. And they pull the toys out and they
and
they
Ella's about 3 years older.
And Ella's 3 years older, so they can talk and have good conversation, and it works out better. And Ella's homeschooled as well, so she's not exposed to illness by a bunch of other children on a day-to-day basis, and so we're able to work out situations where it's safe to get together because circumstances work out that way. But yeah, someone just asked earlier, like, doesn't she get to play with other kids? And I said, well, she sees other kids every day in class and
communicates with them.
Right, they have social time. They have a really good time in classes. It's not all just instructional, especially her social time, like her chess club and her dance class and
the
art class. Yeah. Right, they do a lot of socializing there. Yeah. But I was trying to explain to this person, like, even if we did have another child over to play with Anna, there's 2 reasons why you would never know about it. Well, maybe not never know about it. We might mention it
after the fact.
Right, but for one, you're not going to see them on our video because it's a privacy issue. I don't want to post other people's children on our social media. And Ella is, because she's already a public figure, because she's a child actress, but I'm not going to just have random kids from the neighborhood on our social media. And for 2, because, like, that's Anna's private playtime. Like, why are we going to video that? And even when she's with Ella, we do very minimal.
Right, it's just certain segments
like taking a picture of us.
Or if they're doing some type of activity or something.
Right. Or if everybody wants to go live. Yeah. And we have done that a couple of times. But for the most part, it's their playtime. And they spend that time together hanging out. So it's just not what our page is about. Our page isn't about Anna's social life. It's about our family and what we're doing. And what we're doing today is a whole lot of nothing. Well, that's not true. You've been drawing.
I have.
So you've been very productive, and you kitchen was cleaned and drawing was done, and that's great. And you did do some school stuff, even though it was
not online.
I think it was Raya who said Anna's gone analog today. I thought that was cute. Analog. So you did handwriting, and you did
read history.
I'm not sure what that joke is.
You did your geography workbook. Oh, can you explain? She doesn't know analog.
Analog is, digital, like computer. Analog is like just by hand, not using anything electronic.
Yeah.
Like an analog.
Juanita, you don't know how we're on without Wi-Fi? Well, because I'm on my cell phone. So the same way that you can play videos when you're not on Wi-Fi, it's just using the data connection through our cell phone service.
That we're burning through.
That we're burning through, yes. I mean, we have unlimited data, but at a certain point, it will, like,
cap out and start charging, right?
No,
it slows. Right?
It slows, right? It slows down at a certain point if we use more than like 10 megs or 10 gigs. Sorry. Yeah, they throttle it. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Kara says, "I'm sure it's been asked before, but what happened to Aaron's wrist?"
I have in this wrist is like a neuropathy. It's some kind of issue where it just really hurts if I bend it a certain way. So it's just easier for me during the day to just keep this on or to sleep. Sometimes I'll take it off, but it just it does nothing to do with my drawing because I draw at this wrist. I don't know how it happened. I think it's just getting older.
It's sensitive.
Yeah.
It's a sensitive wrist. He finds that when he leaves I bought him that because it gives it a little bit of support, and I think you found that when you leave that on throughout the day, it's helpful because you are more cognizant of not bending it.
Right.
Yeah.
And also I won't accidentally like do this, and that's when it hurts since it's kind of held there. So
Nancy says, "I have neuropathy in my legs." Yeah, the doctor old age, sorry, yes. The doctor gave him some steroids to try, and I think they helped while he was taking them, but then it was pretty much back to square one, and it's not something that he wants to take all the time.
Right.
So.
And I'll have to talk to the doctor the next time I see her, but they were even saying, like, sometimes you have to get surgery, and I'm not really too keen on that, so This is fine, at least for now, anyway.
Yeah, Cindy says, maybe when you fell on the ice. Oh, no, that was way long ago.
Like,
this is a newer.
It started probably beginning of the year, and I think
February.
It really got aggravated when we were on the road going up to pick up Jameli because I was like lifting all this luggage and stuff, and it just seemed to really get obvious then.
Yeah, and there wasn't like really an option to rest it as much because we were kind of in and out of different places, and we had to keep moving stuff around. So
I'm taking notes of your of what you're talking about.
You're taking notes of the live stream. See, she's free to do whatever the heck she wants right now. She doesn't have to be on the live. She's done with school, and she's here taking notes, Madam Secretary.
I'm just kind of taking notes of what you're saying, and maybe somehow remember them, and then.
And just when I forget, you can say, "Remember that time?" Like, nope. Well, then let me pull this out, and you can give me my memories back.
Well, once I take all my notes, I'm gonna take those pages and I'm gonna roll them up, and then so it's like a little scroll. First, I'm gonna tape the top of the however many pages there are together, or glue them, either, and then I'll roll it up in like a scroll. And then every time I was like, remember that time when this happened? And you're like, no. And I can just pull down the scroll and flip through the pages and I'll be like, well, this happened.
Yeah, you put the time and the date and everything.
On this day at 24/15/32, you stated that. Look at her.
It's like a courtroom reporter or something. This is all going to be used against me.
So yeah, Anna did her handwriting. She did both printing and cursive this morning. You guys got to see a little clip of that because I posted a reel, and if you haven't seen the reel, go find it. It's really cute. And then she did her geography workbook since she missed geography class. She did some geography workbook. And then what'd you do after that, girl? After geography workbook? No.
Honest history.
Oh, then she went and sat at the table and had a snack and read an honest history book, which was about... Tell them what your honest history book was about, because I don't know.
Male. Male.
Like male, female?
No.
Well, can you... Additional information, please.
MAIL, male.
What about it?
That's what I read about.
But what about it?
I read about the history of mail and how they used to, kind of transport it around, and the delivery timeline.
Tell them what you told me. The first government agency.
Oh, what is the first government agency?
What was the
United
first
States.
government agency?
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
United States.
in the United States.
What? Okay, Anna's question. What was the first government agency in the United States? Patty says Pony Express.
It's related to that.
It's
yeah.
related. Okay, let's see what other
it's
people
related.
say. Ann Morgan says there's a city near me that's still the only city that gets mail by boat.
Wow. Or is it in Washington State or something?
I'm not sure. Where at? Rana says Wells Fargo? No. They're shaking their head, and Aaron's shaking his head. Kathleen says the Postal Service.
Yay!
U.S. Postal Service. Yeah.
US.
United States Postal Service.
So what did you learn about USPS?
Well, I got to make my own like uniforms.
Right, but what did you learn in the reading part?
Well, I learned about the word uniform means it stays the same all the time.
Yeah.
So let's say on Procreate, when you draw something, and you go into this little mouse cursor tool thing, and you can click on that, and it shows up a little thing, and the second option is uniform, and that means it keeps its shape.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't like distort it or anything, but you can like move it around and make it smaller or big.
Okay.
And that's what it's kind of an example of what uniform is.
So how does that relate to United States Postal Service?
Because they were talking about like the uniforms and like that like what they are and what the word uniform means and what they used to wear.
Uh-huh.
They used to wear like gray a lot, and then some of the other people they were like, why do they have to wear gray all the time? So they changed the color to blue.
Oh.
And then the navy blue is called postal blue.
Oh.
Is it specifically
Postal blue.
for the post office?
I didn't know
Wow.
that.
Pretty cool.
That boat mail service I just saw was Alabama. It's in Alabama. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so then you did, after your reading about the Postal Service and having a snack, you came back over here and she was so excited when she found that there were activities to do inside that book.
Oh yeah.
She was like, Mommy, did you know that
She's
there's
so
activities? And I was like, great, grab a pencil and do the activities. So what did you do? You designed a uniform, you designed a stamp.
That's all.
She's very, very drawing and creative
Nice.
activities.
Do all those books have little activities, or is that the only one that's had that?
They all have activities. They all have at least a word search and a maze at the back of the book to do.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they might have like some other ones in between.
Yeah.
Very cool.
There was also they don't usually have this, but there was like a comic book like story.
Oh.
And it was about like it was like some beaver and penguin that went like back in time or something. To when there was a guy that stole some stamps, and they were like running around trying to catch up with him, and then they were at like the bank or something, I don't know. And then the guy was like, "Who are you?" Because they're just animals, and they went in some weird like time traveler box thing, car, I don't know.
That's wacky.
Huh. Okay. Let's see. So that's it, right? And then you were done. Now you're here taking notes.
Writing very nicely.
And I've posted the reel. I've posted a couple of what we call static posts, basically just pictures with text. You can read my wordiness. You're all used to how much I like to talk and type and whatever.
Wordiness.
So I talked about things that happened 3 years ago. I did like a throwback post, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then I did a post about us not having internets. Internet. Oh, and I put up stories. There's a really cute story of Gemelli. So if you haven't checked our stories today, make sure you do that, because Gemelli's on there and she's super cute.
And she's right here too.
Excuse me.
She's right here too.
But I couldn't do any work on my laptop, so I wasn't able to post the the video from 3 years ago. Hopefully at some point tonight I'll be able to do that.
Yeah,
And
I
I
hope
didn't
they get it back up and running.
I know. And I didn't know how well the live stream was going to go with us being on data, but it seems to be doing okay. Oh, I've been reading. I just started this book, YouTube Secrets.
Don't show that.
Oh, yeah, because they don't. Don't talk about the place across the street with the red signage.
Yeah, they're going to ding us.
We don't allow such things. Yeah. But I did do this morning. Remember yesterday, if you guys got together with me yesterday morning, we were talking about positivity and intentions and setting intentions for the day. And I did get up this morning and I listened to a meditation. Some friends of mine turned me on to a new meditation app.
It was cool because like both of them knew about it, and they don't like talk to each other.
No, they had not.
They both independently. Oh yeah.
Yes. So two good separate references for this app. So I started with that, and then I sat up and I'm doing a journal. I'm doing like Anna does her gratitude journal every morning. So I'm doing gratitude, but I'm also kind of doing like setting goals for the day, setting intentions, and doing like an assessment of how I'm feeling. And so my intentions for today were to be happy and to stay calm. And I feel like I've accomplished both.
I really think you've definitely, so thus far, I've been definitely very chill.
Yeah, and yesterday my intention was to be productive, and I did that yesterday, and so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Very like,
You're it's just being conscious about what you're doing, I think, helps.
I gotta sit up. I feel very squishy.
Oh.
Hold on.
Was that one of your intentions?
This couch is super comfortable, but sometimes it's too much of a good thing. So that's about it. I don't know, guys. We don't have too much else going on today because of the internet, and so it's about time now to do dinner.
Yep.
Do you want to see my notes?
Sure. Let me see your notes. Can I have it? Can I has it?
If you don't know what anything says, I can tell you.
Okay. No groups. Overwhelming. Supposed to run? No. Keep safe. Full playground? Get what?
No.
Get what's that say?
Fall playground.
Oh, fall playground. Get call?
Mm-hmm.
Can't? What does get call mean?
You need they call. Yeah.
Oh, they call. You get a call. Go climb ladder.
It says can't go climb ladder.
Can't. Oh, I see. That's okay. Can't go climb ladder or do what?
Or slide down.
Or slide down. Good social contact on classes. Page raises awareness. What? Throttle over 10 gigs usage. All done. Read wordy post. Sure. Be happy. Stay calm. Did it. And the little dog. Those are great. Those are great. Those are great meeting minutes.
Those are the notes.
Very cool.
I'm gonna keep writing notes down for every live stream that we do.
Really?
I'm gonna every page, I'm gonna date it at the top like I did here. And then I'm just gonna take that page out, and once I get 2 pages, I'll take those 2 pages out and glue them together, then tape them.
Okay.
Glue them and tape them.
Yeah. And then I'll just keep adding more pages to the back of that and glue it and tape it, until it's
a tablet full of notes.
Yeah.
Let me see. She's got a cute dress on today. Let's see your dress. It's the first time you've worn this one, yeah?
Yep.
How spinny is it? Looks very spinny. Woo! Look at that. Fun.
And do you want to know a secret about this?
What? Can I see it up close? Joan says,
Pockets.
Does Anna have on lipstick?
No.
No.
Although she does need to get some Plistex.
Pockets.
And I don't have anything in your
Pockets and dresses are the best. Let me see your lipstick. Where's your lipstick?
I don't have
Let me see.
any.
Let me see.
I don't have
I
any.
know, but I'm trying to see what she's talking about. Her lips don't even look like she has on lipstick. They just look like her regular lipstick. Let me see your dress. Here, I want to see the dinos.
So,
Oh, wait, that's too close. You gotta back up.
There's
That's too far. Near, far. Near, far. Who remembers that from Sesame Street with Grover? Come on, come over here. Come over here. Be real. Be true. No,
come on.
Okay, never mind.
okay, fine.
People want to see
Fine.
Stand up straight. Turn around. Please. Thank you. There we go.
You got pteranodons, you got brachiosaurus, you got stegosaurus, you got some duckbills, you got, what else? Triceratops.
Tyrannosaurus.
Looks like some
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
raptor.
Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun.
DuckTales.
Yeah, you said duckbill, so I don't know. It triggered. That's what it triggered for me. And rewrite history, DuckTales, woo!
I love that cartoon.
I don't think I actually watched that. I feel like I've absorbed that through exposure from my siblings.
Huh.
I don't
I
think
used to
that was
watch
my
that
time.
after school.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. No, maybe I like lived through the theme song and didn't actually watch the show. One of those deals.
Yeah, I used to watch it instead of doing homework like I was supposed to be doing. I was watching that show. Because I was a latchkey kid and it was the 80s and there was no supervision.
Oh, Joan says, I just thought she had on some lipstick playing or something. I didn't think she wore makeup. No, Joan, she doesn't even really play with her lipstick. She usually puts on just like chapstick or something like that. All right, that's about it. I think we got about 4 minutes and we're going to go. Anybody have anything else going on?
Any questions?
Hey, what's going on? Beth says, I watched it with my younger brother and now with my child.
Nice. They came out with a new version of it.
Jennifer says, what's for dinner? I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it yet.
We've got those turkey burgers.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we could do turkey burger. We've got to figure it out. That's what we have to go figure out. I have to powwow.
Before you go, I'm adding more stuff to my thing, so if you want to see it again before we pop off.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like having fish, though.
Oh.
We had cod last time, like almost a week ago. Maybe we should have some salmon tonight.
Okay.
Salmon. We could make some of Deb's artichoke dip and have salmon and artichoke dip.
Good.
And what else? What could we have with veggies? We've got a bunch of the Asian stir fry freezer veg.
Yeah.
So we could have salmon, veggies, and artichoke dip. What do you think, Anna? Does that strike your fancy?
We have chips.
Right? Oh yeah, we've got chips up in the high, up in the way up high in the pantry.
Cool.
In waiting, they lay in waiting. Anna, what do you think? Salmon, veggies, and artichoke dip.
I'd probably for dinner rather have some macaroni and cheese with tuna fish and peas.
Oh, well, you can have that. She has tuna and peas ready to go. Yeah, you can have that if you want. Daddy and I can have fish and veg.
I just have to check to see if it's still good.
Macaroni and cheese with tuna fish and peas.
It's
Okay.
actually not bad.
No, it's great. It's my concoction. I terrorized my little brother with it.
What time
You
did we start
terrorized
this slide?
him?
Apparently,
It was a glitch.
my
Try again in a few seconds.
my
I'm
adult.
not talking to you, Google.
Ooh,
Rude.
nasty. Anyway,
I know.
my
You.
my brother, as an adult, informed me that he has childhood trauma from when I put peas in his macaroni when he was little.
So, like, he refuses to eat that now?
He has an aversion to peas now.
In general or in his macaroni?
In general, I believe.
Really?
Yes, he's got trauma. He needs therapy because I put peas in his macaroni.
Wow. Okay. All right, then.
I like peas and tuna in my macaroni, but
good.
you know, it's not.
But I
for
didn't have
everyone.
it as a child, so I wasn't damaged or traumatized by it.
I shouldn't make fun. It's his personal preferences, and they are valid. So, all right, we're gonna go, guys. We will maybe be back later. Probably not, but you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Hey,
But
do you want to look at my next completed thing?
just tell us.
Okay, I'll read it from the beginning.
No, just
read it
the
from
part
where
that I
you-
didn't
just
already
where you were in the
read.
new part.
It says, Duckbill's song. Questions? Yes. Salmon Naruto tip? No. Macaroni and cheese with tuna fish and peas.
I love your notes. They're
Yes.
great. Okay, yeah, Beth, see you later maybe. Bye, guys.
I'm just
Bye.
kind of quickly writing some stuff down.
Say bye.
Oh, bye!
Bye.